Hey, what's up, everybody? It's time for another Quarantine Baysox show. My name's Adam. We got Adrian once again, and we have got the greatest home run hitter in the history of the Bowie Baysox, Brandon Waring, who could probably go in the backyard right now and take. Brandon, thanks for being with us here today. It's so good to see you, my man.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Thanks, Adrian. Good to be here. Good to catch up, take a little break from working from home and talk a little baseball and catch up a good bit.
Now, people might not know this, but before my time with the Baysox, I was with the Frederick Keys, and one of my first years with the Keys, Brandon was the first ever MVP for Frederick in the Carolina League. You think about all the people that have played in Frederick over the years, and Brandon, you're now one of just two people to ever do that. I know you've got to feel, looking back at those times very fondly when you were coming up with the Caleb Josephs and the Jack Burdens and such. I mean, you guys had a very talented team.
Yeah, we certainly did. You know, coming over in 2009, I came over from the Reds, obviously being traded in between the 2008-2009 season. So coming into spring training, get comfortable with the new organization, meeting the new teammates, the coaching staff, the organization staff, and being able to get in there and make have a good start to the season and good things happen. So it was a special season. Obviously, I'm sure you caught a lot of those home run shots and the glory days. I want to go back and experience them at some point.
Adrian, I got to tell you about Brandon's first year. This is before he got traded. He played at Wofford, and you've got to still be one of the home run hitting leaders in Wofford's history. But if I'm not wrong, you hit somewhere between 25 and 30 homers in your college season, and then you got drafted and you went to the hotbed of Missoula. Am I right on that? Somewhere in Montana. You went to one of the Montana teams, and then
right.
20 more homers. I mean, you almost hit 50 home runs in a year in baseball. There's not many people that can say that.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was 25 or 27 at Wofford during the collegiate season, and then I got drafted by the Reds and went out to Billings, Montana, for rookie ball, and really ended up on a hot streak there towards the end of the year and hit 20 home runs in that short season.
Now, I read when you graduated college that you had won a lot of awards there, but you were the second person. There was another person drafted in 2000. Has there been any others drafted since you graduated from your college?
Yeah, so after I left, our hitting coach that was there at the time took over the program, and he's a younger guy, really kind of changed the culture and kind of the atmosphere, really got hands-on with the recruiting process and brought in some younger talent on his staff. So they have developed the program. They've kind of changed the way they do things, and they have had several guys over the past decade that have been drafted or signed free agent contracts. I know there's several guys out there now. I think one's in the Indian system, one's in I can't remember where else, but yeah, they're having good success. There have been guys that have been drafted.
And from the college experience to starting minor league, how was that experience for you and the change?
Yeah, obviously there was a transition period going from that metal bat to the wooden bat, and then just the competition level, seeing elite competition on a daily basis and then playing every single day, whereas in college, you're playing on the weekends and one day during the week. So just being able to get your body ready, get your mind ready, and being able to kind of overcome that adversity that is inevitable in baseball and being able to come back and perform night in and night out.
Brandon, you got to get us up to date on where you're living and what you're doing right now, because I know it can be, for all athletes, it can be quite a transition to kind of get out of being an athlete full time into the business world or into whatever is next in life. And I know you've been doing this for a few years now, but tell us about that transition and out of baseball and into what you're doing now.
Yeah, so my last year playing ball was 2014. I signed a free agent contract with the Twins and ended up back in the Eastern League in New Britain with the Rockcats. And then after that season, just kind of decided that it was time to move on and pursue something else. I had to go back to school and finish that last year of college because I got drafted after my junior year. So I went back and got my degree. Then, like you said, it's kind of a transition period, trying to figure out where you want to go next. I think there are some guys that kind of struggle with that. but I was able to quickly, find a job, find something that I like, and pursue that. So right now we're living in Columbia, South Carolina with my wife. We have a son who will be 2 in October. So I'm working in commercial lending, and she works for the state of South Carolina. So we've both been working from home for the past 4 months. So and she's actually transitioning back to the office. So we've been busy keeping up with our 2-year-old, and he's all over the place, and trying to manage our productivity from a work perspective. Some days are more challenging than others, but it's time that we get to spend with him that we wouldn't get to have otherwise. So we're trying to look at it from a positive perspective, and overall things are good.
Well, Brandon,
have you and your family purchased anything or done anything different during the COVID? Something unique that you've experienced?
Well, my wife purchases things nonstop on Amazon. So I think yesterday the FedEx guy actually came twice, and then the Amazon guy came at least once. So it's never ending. But we haven't really changed too much. There's nothing we're doing unique. Obviously, some of the restrictions early on during this pandemic were there was an adjustment period, but things are kind of getting back to normal down this way. And we went to the beach a couple weeks ago, and we're going back next week. So it's good to get out into the fresh air and kind of relax a little bit.
So Brandon, my daughter turns 2 in December, so they're very similar in ages. So I'm living in your world in that regard. It's so funny because like a lot of friends or people are saying, oh my God, I watched this show and then I watched this show. And then you realize that it's like 30 or 40 hours, to watch one of these shows. And they're just watching it all day long. And you realize that you might be able to watch like 1 or 2 shows a night, an hour when they go to bed. I mean, we're watching Sesame Street, right?
Oh yeah, I think honestly, Moana has been a big hit around here. That's on in the background constantly. Yeah, Sesame Street, Daniel Tiger, Puppy Dog Pals. I know all those theme songs by heart. At this point.
So we've been doing a short game called Would You Rather. So I'm going to ask you 7 questions, and you just have to give me the answer. So the first question, and these are odd duck ones. We like to change it up. If you were to meet aliens, would you rather meet them as robotic or organic?
Oh my goodness. These get harder and harder.
Organic.
Yeah.
Would you rather lose the ability to read or the ability to speak?
Ooh. Speak.
Would you rather be covered in fur or fish scales?
Fur.
I love Adam's reaction.
I'm already covered in fur, so I can tell you all about it.
Would you like to have the ability to talk to land, water, or animals that fly?
Animals that fly.
Would you rather live in a sailboat or live in an RV the rest of your life?
Ooh, sailboat.
And if music came on in the car or anywhere that you're at, would you rather be forced to dance or sing out loud every time music comes on?
Sing.
Sing. And what is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Very well done.
Brandon, you got to tell us about your favorite Baysox memory. You played a lot of games for Bowie, more than any of the other teams you played for. You had some great individual moments. I believe you're one of 2 players in team history to ever hit 20 or more home runs in more than 1 season. I know you had a 3 home run game with the Baysox. And maybe it's more about the guys that you played with, because you played with some great teams in your early years. I know the 2012 team was really voted team that went to the playoffs and fell short.
Yeah, I spent parts of 5 seasons, there in Bowie. So a lot of it kind of runs together, to be honest with you. And like you said, a lot of good memories there. Bowie's always a good place to hit, especially for a power hitter. I feel like the ball, always carried well there. The playing surface was always top notch. A lot of highlights there. Like you said, the 3 home run game. I remember a walk-off home run I hit in a day game. I remember my first game coming up in 2009. Got caught up there at the end of the season for like a week. I think the first game was against Binghamton, and I went 3 for 5 with 2 home runs and a couple RBIs. So that was a highlight. But then the next night you come back I think I went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. That kind of shows you that's my career in a nutshell. Just when I was hot, I was hot. When I was off, I was off. But like you said, a lot of good guys came through there. I think we got into kind of a unique situation where we had back-to-back years with a lot of the same guys coming to Bowie. Just the way the front office was kind of stacking in their philosophy, having veteran guys at AAA, and then kind of the next guys in line down at AA. So we had a lot of the same guys. Zach Clark, Tim Bascom, Joe Mahoney, Pat Egan, Matt Engel, Robbie Delancey. Actually, those last 4 guys we still keep up with each other on a group text chain. So we're always reminiscing and just talking about current events and just a little bit of banter here and there. So it's good to keep up with those guys.
Traveling around, can you tell us one minor league park and one major league ballpark that were favorites besides Baysox and besides Camden Yards?
Yeah, well, I was always a Braves fan growing up, so the new ballpark down in Atlanta is awesome, SunTrust Park. So that's a good one. From a playing perspective, trying to think of the place on the road that I would have hit the most home runs. I mean, that's logical. The obvious answer to whichever one I like the most. But in the Eastern League, Reading was always a good place to play, a good place to hit. Mm-hmm. Akron was a good ballpark. Always like going to Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine was a good trip. It was always a good, kind of a cool spot to go midsummer. Mm-hmm. Cool place to play with the green monster in left field. So, yeah, a lot of good spots in the Eastern League.
Well, Brandon, thank you so much for doing this. It's been great to catch up, to see you, and we're so happy that things are going well here in what is a very unique 2020.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's like a movie script.
No doubt.
One that we didn't want to be in, but we're making the best of it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll make it through it.